Hi guys, and welcome back to the Adventures in Toy Worlds category of some magical story time. So we're now on to the third chapter of the first story arc, and that should be The Naughty Dolly. Rex and Daisy had been in Toy World for a month and a half and were enjoying their time there. As they were exploring Dolchester, a city inhabited entirely by dolls, of all different kinds, from porcelain to modern plastic and rubber, it was a very interesting place to the human eye. They were looking around Dolchester Medical Centre, which ran just like a hospital in the real world, except all the staff and patients were obviously dolls. A friendly nurse was showing them around the premises, and they were amazed by what they were seeing. They were being shown the Dollyatrics ward, which was the ward for all young doll children. Yes, they did have male dolls in Dolchester and were treating them there. To differentiate them from the females, they called them dolls, and the females were dollies. What do you call the adults of Dolchester? Asked Rex. The same thing we call the children, except we add the man and woman suffixes to the end. It was then that Daisy noticed that their guide, Nurse Danielle Porcer, was actually a porcelain doll woman. And none of the patients on her ward were the same kind of doll as her, but were all either plastic or vinyl dolls. And she was the head nurse on the ward. "Can I ask a question?" she asked. "Of course, Daisy," replied Danielle. "How come none of the patients on your ward are made of china?" she asked. "Porcelain, sweetie. And the reason for that is the hospital denied my request to look after only patients of my own type," replied Danielle. At that point, one of the patients jumped on the bed of another dolly and started hitting her around. The dolly's name was Amber Dolman. She was 6 years old and was often this naughty regardless of any tourists visiting. Danielle rushed over to the bed and grabbed Amber off the other dolly's bed. She was very cross and placed Amber back in her own bed and began wagging her finger at her. "Amber Dolman, how dare you leap on Amelia's bed and start hitting her around like that? You are a very naughty dolly, and this behavior is even more inappropriate when we have visitors with us today," she scolded. By this point, Rex and Daisy were at the bedside and were not impressed. Rex looked at Amelia, the crying dolly. He sat down and started comforting her. Amber looked at Rex and Daisy. "Who are these new dolls?" she asked. Daisy gave the dolly a look of disgust. "Oh, you naughty, rude little dolly! Rex and I are not dolls or toys of any kind. We're human children," she scolded, wagging a finger just as Danielle had done. Rex was standing back at Amber's bedside. "You owe Amelia an apology," he scolded. Amber gave him a dirty look, and then did the same to Amelia. "I don't apologize to cry dollies," she said nastily. Danielle picked up the phone. "If you're well enough to behave like this, you're well enough to go home," she scolded, and called Amber's parents. An hour later, Amber's parents arrived to pick up their naughty daughter and were very angry with her for the way she behaved. Her mum, Ashley, smacked her bottom in front of everyone. "You are going straight to bed when we get in," she scolded. Her dad, Daniel, grabbed her and put a restraint on her. "This should prevent you from running off and attacking anyone else's son or daughter," he scolded as they dragged her out of the hospital. Danielle felt bad and turned to Rex and Daisy. "I'm sorry you had to see that, my lovelies," she said apologetically. "That's okay," replied Rex. Danielle felt so bad for the siblings, she sent them in a taxi to the only part of Toy World where humans live harmoniously with toys, to stay with the Bateman family, a human man named Oliver, who was married to a Dolly woman, it should be a doll woman anyway, and their son Tyler, who was a doll-human hybrid known as a Dollman. And was the first doll-human hybrid born in the land. This place was called Toy Earth City. We'll get to this part of Toy World next time. By the way, we won't, because I changed directions. You'll find out what the next story is when I read it next time. Well, next time I do an episode of this segment. So until then, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and do have us a magical time.